Hey there, Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. I'm all hopped up on espresso and Christmas cheer, and I'm ready to make a mini book with you today. We're gonna have a lot of fun. This is so easy. We use coffee filters for pages, and there's cute tags and baker's twine and lots of crafty goodness. It won't cost you an arm and a leg. Why, you ask? Because today's video is sponsored by Papermart. Check them out online at www.papermart.com. You'll find most of the supplies to make this album if you don't already have it at home already. Except the coffee filters that you'll just have to dig in your pantry for, or, you know, ask a neighbor, or leave me a comment. Maybe I'll send you some, because I got like 300 of these puppies when my coffee maker died and I bought a new one. It doesn't take these anymore. But as you can see, I've got plenty of caffeine in my life, so let's go to the table and make this awesome little 2012 December recorded day mini album. I don't know what else to call it. Let's go to the table. Hello and welcome to my messy desk of crafty chaos. Woo, I should put that on a t-shirt. Doesn't that sound like fun? Alright, so what I have here is got coffee filters, and that is what the base of our book is going to be, our December countdown. So if you're doing a December countdown book, you want to have 25 of these filters. Interestingly, I actually used my pH tester pen on these natural brew filters, and they came out acid-free or pH neutral. So if you want to make sure you get a brand that's going to be semi-archival, it's coffee filters here, folks. I wouldn't, you know, bet the moon on it, but, you know, natural brews are a good bet. I'm only using these because my coffee maker died and I had about 300 of these left over. Alright, so to make the cover for our book, we are going to take a piece of scrapbook paper. Isn't that pretty? That's American Crafts. It's got kind of a varnishy, glittery, snowflakey design. And you are going to turn it right sides together, just fold it in half, and trace a filter on there. Nothing too fancy, just around it with a pencil. And then I am going to cut out the straight sides with a pair of scissors. This is primary stuff, folks. If you made it through kindergarten, you can do everything you need to do this project. I love projects like that, especially in December, because we're all busy and stressed, and this is actually a project that might help you keep your sanity. People tend to let their hobbies fall by the wayside when life gets busy, like in December. But really, that's a time you should really hold tight to those hobbies, because they could really save your sanity. Alright, now I'm just going to edge this with scallop scissors, because I thought a little scalloped edge would be a little fun and cute. Alright, so we're going to have a darn cute little cover here for our coffee filter book. And then you turn them right side out, and voila, you have pages that match because you cut them out together. La-di-da. If you want to ink the edges, you can go right ahead. I don't know if I'm going to do that for this. I think I'll just, you know, see how it looks without inking them first. And then what I've done here is I have made, I'll turn this right side up for you. I've just made some little glitter letters, and how I did this was I took my Papermart glitter, which has, here it is, and I just took some plain chipboard, which I've had for about 8 years. Obviously, I've used so much. What a wise investment, Lindsay. And I punched it out, painted them red, then put a little glue on it, sprinkled this on really thickly, and then went over it with a little paper glaze. I have this brand. You can use any brand. It doesn't matter. Judykins is really nice if you don't have any. That's the folk art paper finish. You can use clear varnish. It really doesn't matter a bit. But look at how shiny and sparkly, and that glitter is 99 cents a tube, a big tube, this big, from Papermart. Love that place. Alright, so, you know, I really can't do this upside down. I think I'm going to have to just change my video later, because I got to see this right side up. Alright, so I also want to put Merry Christmas, so the easiest way to do that is going to be stamping on a little label. What I do is, I'll when I'm bored or uninspired, I will die cut a bunch of little labels and then just stick them in a little bag to use later. So I found this little label, and I'm just going to ink up this stamp, and I'm just going to stamp it right on there. It's hard to see because I'm kind of stamping on some white paper. Alright, good enough. And I'm going to glue this down like so and overlap my letters. Can you see that? Yes, you can. Alrighty then. Alright, now I'm just going to glue it down with a little bit of this paper glaze, because apparently I have left all my glue on the other side of the room. I do have a little thing of double-sided tape, luckily. I'm trying to get through this pretty quickly because I know the furnace is going to kick on, because it is the end of November in Maine, and the furnace is always a-running. Alright, so of course, take more time on this if you want to, but I really want to, show you that this is a quick project that, you don't have to, worry about or take a zillion years to complete. It's fun, it's a mini book, it's coffee filters for goodness sake, don't worry about it. If you mess up a page, you can throw it away. Coffee filters are cheap. Or you might know somebody that just, their coffee maker just broke and they might give you some. Now I'm going to have to weight this down because my letters are kind of a little flopsy. And I'm going to do that with a clear block. Whenever I have to weight something down and I want to make sure that, that nothing's going to get stuck to it, I just use a clear stamping block. I've got a couple big ones, and then I'll just set that aside to dry. And I'm going to do that right now. So I've got both pieces right there, so I won't lose them, hopefully. And I'm going to put them way over here on the other side of my craft room to dry. Alrighty. Now let's get to the pages. The pages are so much fun because we get to stamp. Now, I'm using pigment ink. If you don't have pigment ink, you can use dye-based ink. If you don't have dye-based ink, you don't have to stamp them. You can doodle pictures. You don't really have to do anything to these pages, but it's kind of fun if you want to, if you like to stamp. It's a great way to try out some stamps that you haven't used before or you haven't used in a while. And I'm using pigment ink just because it's going to show up better on that craft coffee filter. This huge, beautiful snowflake is by Tattered Angels, and the stamp mat I'm using, get a load of this, is a Rock-a-Block by Impression Obsession, and it just is really great for covering a large surface. That doesn't show up too well. I could stamp it a little bit darker, but I just wanted kind of like a subtle background. White and craft, there's not that much color difference, so it's not really that strong, but that's fine because I'll probably paste a picture on there. So what I plan to do here with my album is as things happen each day, like on the 1st, we're going to a parade. The kids are going to be in a parade with their scouting troops, and we're probably going to decorate our house up for Christmas. So what I'll do is I'll take pictures, probably with my camera phone, because I'll be out and about and not wanting to lug around my big camera. And then probably at the end of the week, I'll print off just a contact sheet with all of my images. And then I'll just cut them out and stick them onto the pages. I'll have both sides, front and back. I don't know if I'll stamp the back, but I'll definitely have that as a surface for pictures. And then that's it. On these, we're going to make little journaling tags to stick inside, and that's really all there's going to be to it. So I've done pages 1 and 2 already. I'm just going to go ahead and stamp this as number 3. I can count. Oh boy. Alright, here we go. And I'm actually just going to give it a second when I put my stamp down to make sure the ink transfers before I lift it up. Oh, here's a little tip. If you're using a lot of letters and numbers, you can double mount them on your clear blocks. And that way you can, if you don't have that many blocks, you have them all right there to go. And you don't have to keep taking them off and on and losing them and whatnot. So there is a page all stamped for you. Now, to go inside these pages, we're going to have little pockets and little, well, they are pockets, pages of pockets, duh, that's where I'm using coffee filters, and because I have 300 of them. We're going to make little tags with lines and a number corresponding with what day it is. Oh my goodness, I'm so afraid the furnace is going to come on that I'm rushing. I've got to stop that. Alright, so I've actually already made one of these for the 3rd day, so I'm just going to pop that in there. Let me see, I don't have the 7th day made yet, so let me do that. Alright, so you take a tag. These are the unstrung merchandise tags from papermart. This is the largest size they have. Probably a little big for like doing a tag sale, but it's really cute for this project. But if you find that you wanted more room to write, they also sell the big shipping tags, and they actually sell them cheaper than the office supply stores. So I would really check that out. If you want to see a comparison, let me just grab one of them, and then you can see the difference in the sizes. Alright, these would be the largest shipping tags compared to the largest merchandise tag. So this is like a, I think it's like a, ooh, it's like, this is like 6 inches long. So this might be this is a little too big for our book, but this here, that's about 4 inches long, would fit pretty good. It would stick out a little bit, but you can always cut it off, or you could let it stick out. It's completely up to you. So they do have these at Papermart, and they're way cheaper than Staples and Office Max, so I really recommend always checking out Papermart first if you're going to do any purchasing, because honestly, they're like half the price sometimes. I was looking for brown paper to cover my table with, and the same exact roll of paper that was $75 a roll for the same length, same size, same weight, $75 at Staples. It was $35 at Papermart. So that's, you know, I keep seeing example after example. It's always cheaper at Papermart. So please, please check them first. All right, so what number was I on? I was on 7. Let's get a little, this is so cute. I got to share this. This is an old PSX stamp set, personal stamp exchange. You're no longer in business, but I love this cute little set of numbers, and I use it all the time. I don't get rid of my stamps when they're discontinued. I know a lot of people do because they're afraid that they might get, you know, something published and then, you know, the stamp company's not around anymore. I think that's, you know, that's foolish. If you like a stamp, keep it. Even if it goes out of style, if you like it, keep it. It'll come back. So on these tags, I'm going to put baker's twine. So I've got my little twine storage bag. It's so cute and useful. And looky, looky, I could just pull it right out like this, and no dust, no tangles. No more tangles. Isn't that great? Too bad Johnson & Johnson already owns that copyrighted phrase. Disclaimer, disclaimer. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just fold my string in half and push it through the hole. I'm telling you, this is primary stuff here. This is kindergarten crafting. In fact, I did this project with kids at the library, but we did it before Thanksgiving, and we made a thankful album, and they each made 6 pages, and on each page they collaged pictures of what they were thankful for, and it was really, really sweet. So, you know, kids enjoyed this project. The supplies are inexpensive, so you can certainly get the kids involved with this. Oh, I wanted to share this tip. This is if you have pigment ink pads and they go dry, don't throw them away. You can re-ink them. All you need to do is get some gouache paint, which is basically like a opaque watercolor. And they have it at the big craft stores and the art supply stores. I like the Reeves brand, and that's really inexpensive. It's about $10 for 18 colors, I think. And then just add a few drops of that onto your ink pad, and then put a couple drops of glycerin. That didn't stamp very well. See if I can line that up again. See, my stamp pad is dry. I need to re-ink it. And then smoosh it around, and then your stamp pad will be as good as new. That is for pigment ink pads. And these stamp mounts I'm using, this is a Rock-A-Block. I like it because usually it gives me a really great impression on textured surfaces and with big stamps. I think I've lined that up all right. No, I didn't. I didn't line that up good at all. I'm going to pitch that one. Alright, I'm down to 24 days in December. Oh, don't mind me. Okay, let's just stamp this. I'm just going to show you the green version of this page, of this book. And I'm going to really make sure I ink that up good this time. And where was I? Oh, yeah, so you can just, you know, mix your colors, make whatever color ink you want. I do have a video on that if you want to look back on my YouTube channel and get a little clarification on that, because I'm kind of loopy today. Just came from from getting my snow tires put on. It is winter, officially. Winter, because I'm in Maine, it's winter. Not winter, winter. If you're in Maine, you have winter. So it's wicked good, dear. Get your snow tires on. Go out in anything. Alright. I wish it was the only, snow tires was the only thing I need. I think I ended up spending $370 there at the old garage, but what are you going to do? Gotta have a safe car. Alright, so I'm just, you know, I'm not even like really thinking about what I'm stamping here. I'm just picking up stamps and I'm going with it. This is one of these great projects where it requires no brain power, which is just ideal for me. I'm telling you what. Alright, look at that. Randomness. Gotta love randomness. I completely forgot what day I'm on. I think I don't know. Let's say 10, shall we? I'm gonna have to really do some recon and make sure I've got a day for every, a page for every day of the month. And, so it doesn't really matter what brand of ink you use, because you can re-ink your own ink pads. This ink in particular is just, you know, the cheapo AC Moore $1 Ink It Up ink pad. Got that one a little over-inked, I think. There we go. That's some perfect stamping, isn't it? Oh boy. Alright, so you know, you make your tags, you stick the corresponding tags in the pockets, and you let the little stringies hang out so that it's all cute. And we're gonna come back with our dry cover and put it all together and watch the magic happen, folks. Okay, so I tied on my ribbon, and quite frankly, it was a little gaudy. The color was a little bright. This is bright. I didn't realize how bright it was when I dyed it. So I just took some white tulle. You can also get that at papermart. And I tied a few pieces of that over the, kind of around the ribbon just to kind of tone it down a bit. But I still like all the movement and the, you know, bulk of it, so it's kind of fun. All right, so another embellishment I want to show you how to make today is these little cute Baker's Twine peppermint candies. And also, I've made little candy wrappers out of, ta-da, the candy wrappers they sell at Papermart. And I'm going to just stick these down on the album, and I am going to share with you how to make these, so don't worry. Be happy now. Do, 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 do. Oh, I love Bobby McFerrin. Okay, so to make these, what you want to do is take a little aliens, tack it over and over, and it is this fabulous glue. You can make your own glue dots. I've got a little piece of, just a piece of contact paper backing I saved, and I stuck, I made a blob of color of just this glue. And I also made a couple tiny little drops of it, because then I've got little custom glue dots for my Papermart rhinestones. They don't come in this container, by the way. That's what I use to store them. And I'm just going to grab a few rhinestones that I'm going to use on my project in a minute, and I'll just stick it right onto those dots so I don't end up getting my fingers in them, because that's highly likely to happen. What colors do I want? Oh, the choices! There's so many choices. I love the sparkly stuff. I need tweezers though, because I have no more fingernails. There we go. Let's just dump a few in there and see what we come up with. Oh, I want one of those little blue ones. This is terribly entertaining, isn't it? Well, terrible. Maybe not entertaining, but it sure is terrible, isn't it? I didn't use me. Alright. Remember that show Elf? Used to go, I kill me! Yes, just like Elf. I'm just like a big furry alien. Probably have no idea what I'm talking about unless you were a big TV watcher in the 1980s. My goodness sakes, I can't find a red rhinestone. There we go. Probably used most of them up. Alright, so there we go. I'm just sticking those on there so I don't stick my fingers in that. Okay, so to make your little Baker's Twine peppermints, you want to grab some twine. I'll use this teal here. And starting at the outside edge of your blob of glue, just kind of stick an end down. And then you're going to just kind of work around the outside. It can be kind of tricky to get a nice perfectly circled blob of glue, so if you don't, you can just kind of fold under the edges or shove them in so you get something that resembles a circle. And then just keep on going. Around and around she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. There we go. I'm working on my, had a little pot of coffee this morning, working on a espresso now. I'm all full of vim and vigor. Vigor from Maine. Down east, yeah. Oh my gosh, nobody can understand what I'm talking about, probably. Time to cut back on the caffeine. I had herbal tea earlier, and I was a little mellow in the first part of this video, if you noticed, maybe. Mellower than usual. Here we go, and we're almost done, and we're twirling, and we're twirling. And we're going to press this last bit down in the middle, and then simply grab your scissors, and as close to the spiral as you can. You just want to give it a snip. And you can use that with ribbon to make flowers. All sorts of things you can do there. But anyways, it's so much cheaper to make your own than to go out and buy the glue burrs, which are crazy expensive, and glue dots are crazy expensive. And with this, you can make whatever size you want, and you don't have to be limited or buy a roll of every size they have, because you need those different sizes. I store my finished glue balls, glue dots, glue, whatever you want to call them, glue spots, in just an envelope, and I stick it in my adhesive drawer. Alright, so to make the little cute wrappers, I've taken a little candy wrapper from Papermart. It's super cheap. Remember, we use them in an iris folding. And you know, it really doesn't matter how you fold it or if you just kind of scrunch it up. But you just want to make something that looks like a little bow tie. And you know what? Really, you don't need to take any time with this, because you can just simply trim off any raggedy edges. How easy was that? I know that, and if you think this is just a little too tacky for you, then don't put it on there. That's completely up to you. I never want anyone to feel they have to use ideas that they think are completely gaudy and tacky just because I like them. Because I, quite frankly, tend to enjoy things that are a little gaudy and tacky. And there's enough of a glue ball on the back of that to stick that in place, and I think that's pretty cute. Now with my little rhinestonies, I'm going to just stick them randomly on here. Not even straight. I'm not even worried about it. I throw caution to the wind with my paper crafting. Wahahaha! Oh, and maybe one there. No rhyme, no reason. I just want some sparkle fun. Alright, so we lost number 2. Oh my goodness, number 2 tag. Let's put that right back in there. As you can see, our lovely pages are here. And tomorrow is Festival of Lights Parade, so I'll be putting a photo in there and writing on my little tag what happens, what we do. And we've got all our little stamping that we did in the previous step. What fun it was. Memories. And look at that. And we've got all the way up to December 25th when the big fat man comes down our chimney with lots of presents. All right, Merry Christmas! Merry December! Is it December yet? Almost. There, you are ready for December. You are ready to do some crafting, to make a cute little coffee filter album, and record your holiday memories. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank papermart for being our sponsor today. Check them out online, www.papermart.com, where we make you look even better. Thanks for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.